What's going on, stackers? So in this video we're going to be talking all about niche videos and how you should stop watching them and do this instead. So, welcome back to Stacking Profit. My name's Paddy and over here we give you the tools and resources to learn, grow and master passive income streams so that you can live a life of freedom. Now, like I said in this video, we're going to be talking about why you should stop doing or stop watching all of these niche videos and how you should do this instead. And what is that? Well, it's just doing the research yourself, not relying on other people's niche videos for you to try and run your business. If you learn how to actually research yourself, you're going to get a lot better results. So that's what this video's all about. I'm going to share with you a nice and easy, simple research method for finding hot niches for yourself. Now, when it comes to niche research, we've actually covered this a lot on the channel before, and what I'll do is link a playlist right there in the right hand corner so you can go through and watch. See, finding niches for your low content books is just a process. Learn the process and you're going to get a lot better results rather than just relying on niche videos from YouTube. Now, niche videos have their place. Even me, I watch them myself, but I watch them ideally to get ideas. And then I run off those ideas to do my own research, because remember, that's what everything comes down to, your own research into low content books. That's what's going to get you a much better results. So that's what this video's all about. I'm going to share with you 3 simple steps to find niches yourself. Now, I've spoken about this method in the past, but I want to refresh everybody's memory because this is just one way of finding niches. Now, what we're going to need is Amazon, just here. We're also going to need Self-Publishing Titans Chrome extensions, so you can get here by going to selfpublishingtitans.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and then install these 2 Chrome extensions just here. Once you have them installed, they should show up in your extensions bar up the top. As we can see, I have mine just here. And then we're also going to need Creative Fabrica. Now, you can do this for free. All of this which I'm about to share with you is completely for free because you don't need a Creative Fabrica membership or an account. We're literally just going to use Creative Fabrica to find niches, because if we go to graphics just here, let's scroll down. Let's go to graphics all the way down to KDP Interiors and then take a look. We can see that there's over 35,000, that's 35,000 interiors. So just by using Creative Fabrica, we can actually come up with some really great ideas. And there's 3 simple steps to doing this. Step number 1 being we use Creative Fabrica to find all of these niches, and then we write them down into a list. This can take a while, especially now that there's 35,000 results. You really want to spend a little bit of time going through all of these interiors, writing down the niches. So that's step number 1. Going through Creative Fabrica's interiors and writing down all of these niches. We're going to do that in a second. Then step number 2 is using Amazon to see if there's demand from the niches in your list. So that's step number 2. Very, very simple stuff. Step number 3 is using Self-Publishing Titans Chrome extensions to see if that niche is profitable. So step number 1, look through all the interiors, write down the niches. Step number 2, see if there's demand for those niches. Step number 3, see if those niches are profitable. So let's go through those steps so you can see exactly what I mean. Now here we are again back on Creative Fabrica. Let's go up to the top. I believe I also have a notepad just here. So we're going to go through the first page and just start writing down all of these niches. We want to build out a huge list so then we can go and see if there's demand for those niches. And then if there is demand, we want to see if they're profitable. So let's go ahead and take a look through these. right off the bat, we have loads of different ones. Daily Mindfulness Journal. So let's take this. Daily Mindfulness Journal. That's one niche out of 35,000 to look through. Planner and agenda, we're going to go past that one. 10, or business planner. So let's type that one down, business planner. This planner. Now the good thing about doing the research here on Creative Fabrica is that if we find a profitable niche, we can actually come back over to Creative Fabrica and look at the interior where we got the niche idea from. Then, depending on what that file source is for that interior, we can download that interior if you have a membership and then customize that, then use that for our book. Again, makes things very, very simple. That's the second one, business planner. If we keep looking through, we have even more. So what's this? Genealogy? Is that how you say that? Genealogy organizer. I have no idea what that is, but we're going to write that down. Genealogy, or genealogy. I have no idea. Genealogy. There we go. Organizer. So organizer. I have no idea what that is, but again, we can research that in a later step. So that's 3 niches. Then we have daily and schedule, a lot more. We can keep going through this first page. Now, one thing that I like to do personally is come here to popularity and change that to latest. This way it's going to pull up all the latest interiors which have recently been published. So you're going to find a lot of ideas this way as well. Now, if we scroll through here, we have one here, a travel planner. So let's type that down. Maybe a little bit harder to do with all the restrictions in the world right now, but nonetheless, let's write that down. Travel planner. Then we have a teacher planner. Teacher planner. Now, depending on these niches, no, that came out wrong. Now, with these niches, depending on how popular they are, will all have different types of keywords related to them. So a teacher planner, I know there's going to be a lot more keywords that I can research through when we actually see if there's demand over on Amazon. There's going to be a lot more keywords that I can choose to see if that's profitable. But nonetheless, let's just put teacher planner. Then we have a 24-hour planner. Now, one thing, because there's a few different planners here, what I want to do is just go through and take a look at this designer. So let's click on there. This is another thing that I like to do. Go through all the pages, and then if you find a designer with quite a few different interiors, we can then use their shop to research even more. Now, I'm actually going to follow this designer just because I have so many ideas, as we can see. But look, there's that travel planner, teacher planner, 24-hour planner, lined notebook, baking recipe logbook. So let's have a look at that. So baking recipe logbook. Then we have just a lined notebook there. Another lined with girls, owls, skulls. Kind of a bit pointless, but you get the idea. So right here, I think we've wrote down all the different types that they have. Blood pressure, weekly daily planner, bill and receipt organizer. So let's type that one down. Bill and receipt organizer. So let's type that down. Organizer. There we go. So right off the bat, we've been going for a few minutes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ideas that we can go through and see if there's demand in step 2. Now, beer tasting journal. Let's type that one down. Beer tasting journal. Now, you can see that if you spend a few hours doing this, you're going to come up with so many different ideas, because if we keep scrolling through here, they have even more. And this is just one designer out of hundreds from the first page. Now, if we keep going through the first page, there's some more. Hunting logbook. So let's take a look at that as well. Hunting logbook. Let's keep scrolling. We have a podcast planner. Let's type that down as well. Podcast planner. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we have 10, so I'm just going to stop there, because if I don't stop there, this can keep going on for ages. Again, spend a good amount of time building out your list, so then we can use that to go and see if there's demand over on Amazon. But look here, end of life planner, bucket list, self-care, lots of great ideas. And this, look at that, online shopping tracker. In fact, let's write that down as well. Online shopping tracker. But again, this is just one of thousands. If we go back up to the top, there's 35,000, and these 10 just come from page 1. And look at all these different pages. So now if we go on to page 2, give that a second, we can now look through all these, starting to write down all of these ideas. Video games tracker. Let's look at that. So video games tracker. We now have 12 ideas, and again, I'll just keep going through, spending a good few hours doing this to build out that list. So that would be step 1. Coming through, going through all of these interiors, writing down all of the niches until you have a huge list. Step 1. So, step 2, we now go over to Amazon. We want the self-publishing titans, Ultimate Amazon Search Suggestion Expander enabled. You can actually click on that and then make sure it's actually turned on. Mine is, so we're going to leave that like that. And now I can start doing step 2, and that's just by seeing if there's demand for any of these niches that we just found. So let's take one of these. We could do daily mindfulness journal. I think I spelt that wrong, but we're going to type that in anyway. Paste. So there we go. Look at this. Right off the bat, actually, let's do a space and go back so we can pull up all those suggestions. There we go. This is the Chrome extension by Self-Publishing Titans, which pulls up all your primary Amazon suggestions, all the suggestions before, after, and additional as well. This is just a great way to find extra keywords for the niches that you want to publish books in. So, daily mindfulness journal. We can see that there's demand for this niche. How do we know that there's demand? Well, because Amazon has auto-populated the keyword. If Amazon didn't auto-populate daily mindfulness journal, if they didn't auto-populate this and there was no suggestions here, that means that there's no one searching for that keyword. For daily mindfulness journal, there's quite a few different keywords, so we can see that people are actually searching for this. So with this, I would actually take that, just do a little space or a couple of spaces, keep them separate so you know which ones have demand and which ones do not. So then when it comes to step 3, we can actually research a little bit easier and just see if the ones that are in demand are also profitable, because not every keyword that you find is going to be profitable. So daily mindfulness journal, this has demand and a lot of other keywords that we can actually research and go through. But I just wanted to see to make sure that there's demand. Now I could do step 3 right now as well. Let's just do that again. And step 3 would be going through all of these keywords just here related to daily mindfulness journal using the other SPT's Chrome extension, which is this one, and I have that enabled up here as well. But that's step 3, going through all of these keywords to see if they're profitable. So let's click on one of these. We have daily mindfulness journal for women, kids, daily mindfulness journal with writing prompts for kids. Very, very specific. So if you were to create this book, literally daily mindfulness journal with writing prompts and for kids, chances are you're going to probably sell a good few copies. Now let's take one of these. Boys prompts 2022 daily mindfulness journal with prompts for women. Let's just click on this and see the search results. Right off the bat, there's 10,000. So right now, that's telling me that this is way too competitive with too many results. Ideally, you want anything under 5,000. So right off the bat, I know that this one's not going to be profitable just because there's way too many results. But again, if I take away that little bit, have a look just here, we have lots of different keywords that I can go through, and this is just for one of the niches that we found. The next one, business planner. I know there's going to be a lot different keywords for that as well. So let's take this, plug that in, and let's take a look. So let's do that, paste, business planner. We can see that there's a lot of different results. So there's a lot of keywords that we can go through using SPT's Chrome extension to see if it's profitable. So right now, business planner, this is in demand. We can see that because Amazon's auto-populating it. Let's take the next one, the one that I have no idea what this is. So let's go on here. Let's change that. Look, we can see lots of different keywords. So again, this one is in demand. So let's take this, let's do that. Let's take travel planner, see if that's in demand. Remember, if a keyword is in demand, Amazon's going to auto-populate. We can see Amazon's auto-populating it, so these are in demand. So now I would take that one. Then we'd do teacher planner to see if that's in demand. Obviously, it is going to be in demand because teachers want planners. So we can just do this, click paste, have a look. Lots of different search results. This is in demand as well. So let's take this one, baking recipe logbook. I've spelled bacon wrong, I can see that. So let's just type that in, click there, change this to baking, and we can see not as many keywords, but because Amazon's auto-populated it, we can see that they are in demand. So let's go ahead and pretend we've gone through all of this list. We've gone through the whole list, and we can see that all of these are in demand. So then that takes you properly onto step 3, and that's seeing if the keyword or niche is profitable. And again, we do that with SPT's Chrome extension. Now once you have that installed, you want to make sure it's turned on, like so. And then once you start clicking on the keywords that you enter in the search bar, you can go through and see if they're profitable. Now for baking recipe logbook, there's only a couple of different keywords. We have baking recipe logbook, that one as well, and then baking recipe logbook for teens. So in fact, let's just click on baking recipe logbook. Again, far too many results, so this one isn't going to be profitable. But this is what it all comes down to, research, spending a good few hours each and every week in researching ideas for your low content books. If you're relying just on niche videos, then you're not going to get very good results. You want to learn how to research yourself, because then once you do that, you're going to find so many other niches. So many other niches which most people don't really talk about. And again, that's why you need to be doing your own niche research instead of relying on these niche videos. Learn how to research, because there's a million different ways that you can do this. This research method just being one of them. And again, we have a lot more research methods here on the channel for you to go and check out, but ideally you just want to learn how to research. Now here we go, I think that's done its thing. 15, so the score 15 for baking recipe logbook. That is really not good. Now some of the things that you want to look for when using this tool is the first one, you want your niche score high. In between 50 and 60 is good. Anything above 60 is even better. So a score of 15 really isn't good. Number of results, I tend to go for anything under 5,000. Bestsellers rank, now this depends on what type of book I'm researching, but I don't mind finding a bestsellers rank of an average of 500,000, because that still means you're going to make a few sales each and every month. Ideally, you want this as low as it can be. If it's over 1 million, probably not really going to be a good niche. And then with reviews, ideally I want the average under 1,000. So this is only 149, so that does look good, but again the score is way too low, so baking recipe logbook really isn't a good niche. But again, if I did this, we can now look at the extra keywords, and now I can click on baking recipe logbook for teens, and I can go through checking the score on this to see if it's profitable. Now look at that with this. So with baking recipe logbook there was 10,000 results. For baking recipe logbook for teens there's only 884. So it's going to be interesting to see these results and see what the score actually is. I'm just going to pause the video so we can hurry this up. And there we go. So the score is 43. So actually, this could be a fairly good niche. You'd have to dive deeper and have a look and do a little bit more research, but this has the potential to make sales. Niche score, 43. Total results, 884. Average bestsellers rank is 651, so that's a little bit higher, but those reviews are really low as well, which means you have a much better chance of ranking on the first page. Now from here, we can take a look through the first page to gauge and see how well this niche is. So that's not one, that's not one, that's not one, that's not one. So most of these are recipe cookbooks, not blank books. So right there, that's telling me that this may or may not be a good niche. Again, it's going to be something that you'd have to dive deeper into and see if it's worth time for you creating a book. But again, this is just one niche out of literally thousands on Creative Fabrica for you to research and to see if they're profitable. If we go back to the list which we were filling out, we can see this is just one niche out of loads that I still have left. Again, it all comes down to research, and using this method you can come up with so many great ideas and then start diving deeper and see if they're profitable. So remember, step 1, use Creative Fabrica, come over here, start doing research and put all those niches into a list. Step 2, then use that list over on Amazon to see if that book's in demand. And then step 3, dive deeper into that niche using SPT's free Chrome extensions to see if they're profitable. Very, very simple stuff. And doing stuff like this, you're not going to be relying on those niche videos. Just learn how to research, and remember, there's so many different ways. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. That being said, I've been Paddy, this has been Stacking Profit, and I'll see you again soon.